What is up, everybody? If you like the content I put up, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and leave me a comment below letting me know what you think of today's video. What's going on, Scream Team? Today we'll be looking at the Bone Daddy Alrakis. More specifically, I'll be giving you a quick basic guide to using him in PvP. First, let's take a quick look at his stats and abilities. In my last video, I incorrectly said he was undead, but I think we should give me a pass on this one because, you know, the bones on his face. I guess he's more of a bone enthusiast rather than being a spooky skelly himself, and is simply a caster dragon. For now, you can pretty much ignore this entirely since he currently doesn't have any good PvP synergies with either of them. He does, however, have some killer abilities. He's silence immune, negating Jinn. He gives himself and his team a passive chaos reduction, as well as an additional damage reduction for each ally that's alive. He has a chance to revenge attacks despite not being Arya or slow, and has magical, flying, armored, and hardened spirit, all of which gives some type of damage reduction. Safe to say he's pretty tanky if you've got a full team alive. He does get less tanky the less allies are alive though, so keep that in mind. The great thing though is that he doesn't really need to be alive to thrash your opponents. He has an ability called Draconic Heirloom which does damage at the end of every turn, whether he's alive or not. If runed correctly, he could single-handedly win you a match you otherwise might have lost. Enemies who have a debuff called Doom also take 50% extra damage. His third special applies this debuff to all your enemies, so odds are they'll probably have this debuff. It's, like, really powerful. Now, let's take a look at his moveset. All of his moves are good and serve one purpose or another, but in PvP his best attacks by far are his basic attack and Draconic Anger. His basic attack has the ability to win you games against a lot of popular defenders and is something he has regardless of whether he's ascended or not. It never ever misses. It ignores Oak Form Lily, Agnon Statue, Selwyn Ice Form, Furnace Abs of Steel, and so on. It's armor piercing, which it means it ignores Unbreakable Hearts, and it completely ignores any elemental advantages or disadvantages. This completely nullifies Lily and Arya, both of whom are still really popular in PvP defense. His third special, Draconic Anger, is an AoE attack that does pretty decent damage. What makes it exceptional though, is that it also applies the Doom debuff to everyone on the opposing team. If they already have the Doom debuff, it deals massive amounts of extra damage on top of the normal damage that it already does. The Doom debuff also makes his Draconic Heirloom do more damage, so you need to use this ability right away. With a Rayla team comp, you could potentially use this move twice in one turn and completely annihilate a whole defense on turn 1. I pretty much never use his other two specials if I can help it, and typically fights will be over by the time you even need to consider using them anyways. This will be more useful during PvE, so I'm not going to talk about them much. He's still pretty new, so his best rune setup is still pretty debatable. Currently I'm running 2 Tainted runes on him for the extra chaos damage, 2 warrior runes to let him basic attack twice versus Lily and Arya, and an aversion rune mostly just for that extra attack. I believe the chaos damage makes his heirloom passive do more damage, but I'm still unsure if the attack stat is more important in that regard, so I'll do an update video when I know more about that. For now, I'd say Tainted runes really aren't completely necessary for him to be able to stomp in PvP, so don't worry if you don't really have any. The 2 main attack teams you'll see used right now in PvP are Rayla, Alrakis, Yan Lao, Jin Lei, and Rayla, Alrakis, Pontifex, and Jin Lei. Alrakis synergizes really well with Rayla. Her high command allows him to use his third special twice in one turn, along with other 2 heroes who will be doing attacks as well. Yan Lao gives him extra damage resistance on top of it, and Yan plus Jin is really effective at staying alive in case Alrakis dies. This allows his heirloom damage to potentially wipe out a team over the course of a couple of turns. Yan Lao also gives a defense buff to the lowest defense ally each turn, and my Alrakis is runed for extremely low defense, which means he usually gets the buff if he's still alive. As far as the Pontifex team, it requires that you have his epic skin. This skin diseases the enemy team at the start of the match, lowering their ability to crit and essentially lowering their damage output. This is very helpful at keeping your team alive for a longer period of time. I'm not going to go into detail on the rune setup of each of these teams. I'll make a separate video about each of these teams specifically, but if you're curious, you can see their runes in one of my previous PvP videos, which I'll link in the description below. If you want to build a viable team around Alrakis but don't have Rayla handy, or any of the other heroes that we mentioned before, just keep in mind that Alrakis is a phenomenal long game hero. This means if you can't end the fight quick, build a team that can outlast an enemy for multiple turns while your heirloom debuff whittles them down. Heroes like Lily, Arya, Solaris, Leonidas, these are all great for this type of team. What's up everyone? I hope this video helped. I know I didn't go into a lot of details as far as like the teams themselves. I more so just wanted to go over Alrakis, how he works, and how you can best utilize him with your own roster. What I am going to do at the end of this little blurb that I'm giving right now is I'm going to include some gameplay without any voiceover or anything like that, just so that you can see the teams that I listed going against a lot of the common defenses that I've been seeing. I know that I said I was going to be doing a lot of these videos, and I really want to, but we've had 2 weeks in a row of major guild events, and my guild does take these pretty seriously, so I do end up running out of time. So I haven't really had time to focus on the PvE, on the new islands for campaign. I haven't had a lot of time to focus on making a video specifically for Tainted Runes or anything like that. So if you guys let me know exactly what you'd like to see in the comments below, that would really help me know what I can focus on. I don't believe we have a major event this upcoming week, so it should be a lot easier for me to do something a little bit different, such as campaign or something like that. But if you guys let me know that there's some other direction you'd like me to go, I'll definitely consider it and put it into my list of videos. On a side note, I have been getting a lot of friend requests in game. I assume it's because of the videos. I want to let you know that if I'm not accepting your friend request, it's not because I'm trying to ignore you or anything like that. I just literally don't have space on my friends list for I'm getting like 20, maybe not 20, but like 10 to 15 friend requests a day, and there's just no way for me to accept those. So if you'd like to be my friend, you can send me a request, but I might not be able to accept it. I don't really use it for a lot of that stuff. Now, if you're interested in joining my guild and you want to talk to me about that, then the easier way to do it is to download Line app. I have my Line ID over on that side of the screen, and you can just shoot me a message. We have 7 different guilds for all different play styles, so even if you're a lower level, you can potentially fit somewhere in our guild. Just depending on how much you want to play, how competitive you are, and so on and so forth. But if you shoot me a message online, then we can see where we can best fit you. As always, thanks for tuning in. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll talk to you guys soon. What is up, everybody? If you like the content I put up, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and leave me a comment below letting me know what you think of today's video.